conversation about unity, I'm struck by the Illinois Republicans who are not here. The Jim Durkins, Jim Edgars, Adam Kinzingers, you know, I can go on, and I guess I wonder from you, sorry we're having a mic problem, I wonder from you what you would say to those people who feel like if they don't love Trump, that's the litmus test and they're out.
Well, I don't know why those people aren't here, but President Trump is our leader, and we're here to support President Trump, and that's all I have to say.
Is it a litmus test?
Congresswoman, why do you have so much reluctance to take questions from the news media or do media interviews with the news media?
Okay, well, I'm happy to talk to people, but we would like fair coverage from the media. The media has demonized President Trump, name calling. That's what my little kids did, name calling. I always told them when you use bad language and you name call, that shows that you're of low intellect or you don't have anything positive to say.
Can you talk about the significance of the Teamsters speaking last night? What does that mean? And also the message from
President Trump's agenda is good for everyone.
How is illegal immigration?
All workers.
How is illegal immigration a problem in your congressional district?
Oh, illegal immigration is ridiculous. For one thing, we have immigration laws. Americans have every right to know who's coming in here and what their purpose is. And we are the land of opportunity. The whole world wants to come here. We aren't a perfect country, but we are the land of freedom and opportunity. And you look at the people that are waiting in line to come here legally. It's wrong. And just the crime that is involved, the people coming over the border, we know they're trafficking drugs, they're human trafficking, they're number one, breaking our laws. Terrorists are coming over the border. It's a dangerous time for our country. And I'm going to say it, I think it's treasonous of Joe Biden and his administration to open our borders and to violate our immigration laws.
Can you speak to these elements, his call to action, if you will, for Republicans in our deep blue state? Obviously, how do you take that message of reaching out to the disenfranchised Democrats and turn that into Republican help?
Okay. Thank you for that question. The main way we could do that is if the media would accurately report who President Trump is, what he's done for the American people, what the America First agenda is. And I can say one thing to the people, that the parents that are in Chicago and their children are being forced into failed schools. There are three things that give a child privilege. Parents that are married and stayed together, a faith, foundation and background, and an excellent education. And you are damaging a child for life to give them a terrible education. President Trump is for school choice. He has, when he was in office.
What do Republicans need to do with this call to action?
We need the media to tell people what
do you
they
need to do? What do you guys need to do?
And we are the local media here. When you talk about the media writ large, we're the Illinois media
So
here.
what do Republicans need to do on the ground level to take this call to action?
Well, we need to get people out to vote. If just gun owners would come out and vote in Illinois, we could flip the state red. So get people out to vote. Everybody has a realm of influence. Get busy, people. We are not a country.
Today, crime is supposed to be the theme of the convention. Can you speak to what you want to hear from the president?
Crime is a big issue, and opening the border to people we don't know what their agenda is coming in here, to criminals and terrorists, and then this safety first, releasing criminals is ridiculous. The American people want safe communities, they want economic opportunities, and they want excellent education for their children, and the America First agenda delivers that. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, Aaron, come here, get out there.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, thank you all for coming out here and being with us in Milwaukee, and we at the Illinois Republican Party appreciate everyone's coming out and joining us. So go ahead, question.
Aaron, I
yes,
want to
Lynn.
follow up on the good question that one of my colleagues asked.
Sure.
The absence of Republicans who have long served, Jim Durkin, a former governor, Edgar, Adam Kinzinger, who is a former House member, There are so many Republicans who are not here. Can you speak to that?
Certainly. All Republicans in Illinois were given an opportunity to join the Illinois delegation to the RNC convention. If they chose to take that opportunity or not was a decision that each and every one of them made on an individual basis on their own thoughts, beliefs, and ideals on what's the best vision for Illinois and the United States moving forward. So if Jim Durkin doesn't want to come to the RNC convention and be a part of moving the process forward and he'd rather sit at home, that's a decision Jim Durkin made.
Is the selection of J.D. Vance, though, in your mind, does it send a message that, hey, even if you were a never Trumper, you can come back, but as long as you get in line?
No, I think that J.D. Vance, like a lot of other Republicans, had an evolution of what he thought Trump was about, and as he saw during the 4 years of his presidency, and how the United States economy continued to grow and flourish, and then he saw 4 years of failed leadership by Joe Biden. He decided to get on the bandwagon with the rest of us and move Illinois forward and move the United States forward.
What do you
He's
make?
a Republican without loving Trump, I guess is my point.
There's a lot of Republicans that are here in the United States, and especially in Illinois, that are maybe not the biggest Trump fans, but want to make sure that America is a safe place. We want to make sure that we have clean, safe water, good air, that we want to have low taxes and have an opportunity for our children and our businesses to flourish.
How does the Republican Party get over the division internally with some grassroots critical of the establishment?
First of all, the Illinois Republican Party and the United States Republican Party are already united and unified between our ticket. We have our top of the ticket, we have our bottom of the ticket with Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. The Democrats don't even have a ticket yet. They don't even know who their leader is. They have no North Star. They're going into a convention completely disfractured and self-imploding.
Now, what do you make of J.D. Vance, the new vice presidential nominee, is the senator who blocked the appointment of a federal prosecutor in Chicago? That job has been vacant for months because one man, J.D. Vance, blocked a Senate-confirmed prosecutor.
I think that speaks to the system of the United States Senate on how one person would have that much power. Right. That is something the Senate probably needs to take in consideration when they're doing it.
Could you address specifically?
Just because somebody is a prosecutor in the city of Chicago and has an appointment, and that appointment was not certified to the U.S. Senate, doesn't mean that anybody that they should just get a free pass. If Senator Vance had strong concerns regarding that appointment and chose to hold it up, you should speak to Senator Vance regarding why he did it.
He did this with everybody. He did that with all the U.S. attorneys, though, Aaron.
Next question. Anybody else?
No, in the end it was just Cleveland.
In the end
and
it was just
Chicago.
Cleveland and Chicago.
You guys are interviewing each other. So next question.
Okay, Senator Terry Bryant.
Thank you all.
Hey, thank
Senator,
you.
can you talk about the Teamsters last night, what that means for the
Sure, I'm
Republicans,
happy
especially in
to.
the state of Illinois?
Right, well, I'm a proud union member, so I'm a retiree of laborers, and I think for a long time, we have needed to get our message out better that we are pro-labor, and often I think that message gets lost somehow. I have a district that at one time had the largest number of state employees in the state, and we've been really clear in my region that we are union-friendly Republicans. And so to have him stand up there and say some of the things that I think Republicans need to hear was really refreshing last night. Some things made me a little uncomfortable, though, because maybe I haven't been doing the best job that I could, even as a union member. So proud to have him there.
But how do you translate that into on the ground heading into November?
Well, I think you translated in that the Republican Party is a party who appreciates middle class, appreciates workers, whether they are union or non-union workers. We want the middle class to have a wage that allows them to, as we said last night, we want Americans to be wealthy again. You get that wealth through working hard and with an honest wage, and I think we're going to be fully supporting that.
Corey Brooks, the rooftop pastor, who's been an outspoken, obviously, activist against violence in Chicago, is giving the benediction tonight. Mm-hmm. What symbolism do you see there, especially as it relates to Chicago?
Well, I think we saw last night in a lot of the speakers that were addressing the convention last night, this is a big tent party. And I think when you see African Americans, Latinos, when we see, I think we're going to see some other demographic groups that are going to be represented that I think America is going to see very clearly that the big tent party is here. We're strong, we're united. And honestly, someone like Corey Brooks speaking on the stage tonight should send a message that we are united in that message, and we're united going forward.
The theme of tonight is going to be safety and crime. Can you speak to?
I'm really glad you asked that
the Safety
question.
Act, people
Yes.
don't seem to think that it's going as poorly
That's
as
right.
critics such as yourself had predicted.
I heard a reporter yesterday indicate that the crime rate in Chicago is lower. And I'm like, I will tell you, I'm retired from the Department of Corrections, and I will tell you the data is being skewed all over the place so that the Pritzker administration can get out a message that they want to have out there. If you take the Department of Corrections under the leadership of the present director, they're now separating out what is a staff assault, right? So a staff assault by statute is identified. If something is thrown on a staff member, that's a staff assault. Vomit, feces, urine. Now they're separating that out and saying that that's not a serious staff assault.
But you bring up a good point. I've heard it from several Republicans here. When they talk about
Last
crime
question.
in Chicago and blah, 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 and I point out, well, if you look at the stats, shootings and murders in Chicago are at their lowest level since 2019. Are you suggesting they're
I'm suggesting they're cooking the books. And I would like to see what their data is, because perception is reality simply because you're the person who's living there. And when you have to sleep with a firearm next to your bed, or you have to walk around worried about whether you can safely walk on a street, the data cannot possibly be right. If it's not right in corrections, and I know for a fact they're cooking the books, they have to also be cooking the books in other areas as well. And you know it. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you, Senator. Representative Meyer, you're up.
I'm Charlie Meyer from the 109th District, about 40 miles east of St. Louis. Right now, you've seen me stepping in and out. We've had a reservoir failure in my district. We are evacuating people. We had 7 inches of rainfall there. So I'm doing a back and forth and wherever. I will say that I'm one of the people that went around and got hundreds of signatures to get Donald Trump on the ballot. I am not a member of the Freedom Coalition. I did that as a Republican. Our leader, Tony McCombie, is supposed to be coming in later this afternoon here. So we have Republicans from across the state, and we want Donald Trump. We want his policies. We want to make America great again. We want the opportunities out there. We've been denied those. You look at the money that we have spent in the state of Illinois on people coming across the border, not legally, not the way that many have, but illegally. The $1 billion that's spent on that can be used on our senior citizens, used on our veterans. I'm working with a business now, getting ready to open. Their emergency exit for their business is the biggest thing for them to lose money at now, because it's the farthest from the door, and everybody can walk in there and grab $1,000 worth of stuff and walk out of it, and they're not going to be prosecuted. And then they can come back and do that again tomorrow. We're not prosecuting crime. We're not going after criminals. We're not making our seniors safe here in the state of Illinois anymore. People want change. We all had a better economy under Donald Trump. I'm a farmer. Our farm economy was much better under Donald Trump. This administration has wrecked America, and it is taking our dream away. And we're all united to go out there and work. And we have to remember, just Republicans may not be enough to elect Donald Trump. We need independence. We need to open up. We need to tell the story of what he does for America and bring everybody on board. You go back to Ronald Reagan, a friend that votes with us 80% of the time is a friend. We should not attack them. We need to go out,
But it keeps
work
on
together.
happening. Republicans,
We have to work together, and we have to bring it together. So we are willing to try. We're working. We want Donald Trump. And wouldn't it be an amazing thing if we could see Donald Trump actually help Illinois gain seats back? I am one of 40 out of 118. You want to try to run a bill in Springfield that's good for your district? That's not easy when you're one of 40. We work hard to bring in more members, recruit them. We understand that a Republican running up in the Collier County will stand on a little bit different platform than a Republican in Southern Illinois. We have to work together, build those coalitions, and see what we can do as a Republican Party.
But support
Last
for Trump,
question.
support for Trump is a must, though, right? I mean, that's.
Right. He is our presidential candidate. We need Donald Trump in there.
Is there room for anti-Trumpers in the Republican Party still?
I believe so, because look at it. The man stands for opportunity for everybody. So you don't have to love Donald Trump, because I talk to a lot of people who say, I don't like the man, but I love this policy and I'm going to vote for him. We need those people to vote for this platform and help bring other Republicans in with it. We need to grow. We need to get back up there and get in the 50s and hopefully threaten. You know, when we get out of super minority, we can do more in the House and we can do more in the Senate. But yes, the infighting amongst us has cost us seats, and that is a problem that we are working to correct. Thank you.
Okay, thank you,
Representative.
everybody.